All right. Hello and welcome to this interview here on Potomac Local. I'm Uriah Kaiser, publisher of Potomac Local. Rebecca Purdy is the new director of the Central Rappahannock Regional Library, and she joins us to talk about her new position as Chief Everything Officer at the library. Rebecca, thanks for coming on with us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So you are the new director of the library system. Tell us a little bit about what that means for the people who use the library and the areas that you serve, which include Stafford County, Fredericksburg, Westmoreland County. Always want to mention Westmoreland County as our good friends down there. Spotsylvania as well, and and is Caroline in there as well? Nope.
No, Caroline is not part of our system, just the 4 jurisdictions.
Just the four. Okay. Did I get them right?
You
Everything.
did, yeah.
Okay, Caroline. Good. Well, okay. Well, maybe Caroline will come into the fold at some point. But right now, we'll focus on the 4 jurisdictions. Rebecca, tell us a little bit about the library and why people should be looking forward to you as taking over as director.
Well, they'll get more of what they are familiar with. I have been with the library system for consecutively since 1995. Before that, I started when I was a sophomore in high school, believe it or not, shelving books at the Fredericksburg branch. So I am very familiar with this library system and the exceedingly talented staff that we have, the services that we provide to the community, and what the community expects from the library system. CRRL is renowned for its outstanding customer service due to our staff and the belief that they have in the library's mission. So that will all continue. I'm looking forward to collaborating and connecting with the jurisdictions and the library board. And I think that will have a positive impact on customers as well.
Now you're replacing Martha Hutzel, who was there for it looks like 40 years. Is there something that you can look, one thing that you can point to under Martha's tenure that you can point to and say, we're going to build on that because that really worked. We really developed this under Martha, and we think this is headed in the right direction. We're going to continue that work.
Yeah, absolutely. Under Martha's leadership, we started the Library on the Go initiative. We had some vehicles like lobby stops where we go to assisted living facilities, retirement communities. A librarian goes and takes materials. We'll help people with their computers. And then she just sets up a table literally in the lobby, and anyone who lives there can come and get those services. So under Martha's leadership, we expanded that practice. We got 2 new grant-funded vehicles. One is already on the road in Stafford County, and it goes to daycares, motels where residents live and may not be able to get to the library, and brings library services to those communities. The second one is going to be going out to Westmoreland County, hopefully by the end of the year, early next year. And we'll do similar thing where we'll go to places where it might be hard for people to make it to a local branch.
Now, we live in a time of expanded internet. People pick up the phone from their pocket, they dial up whatever the information that they need, and we're not in a time where we're building a lot of new libraries. But that aside, people love their libraries. They love coming to the library. They are hubs for community. They have you guys hold so many events, from infants, well, I should say to toddlers, all the way to senior citizens.
You were right the first time, infants, Uriah. We have Mother Goose.
That's right, Mother Goose.
You had it.
Can't forget. and I'll be honest, we've been to Mother Goose Story Hour. So
wonderful.
So they are centers of community. So can you talk about the changing role of libraries in our community, especially now post-COVID, now that we're getting behind the COVID era and we're seeing what the hybrid work from home, go to the office, being the remote thing looks like. What's the library look like today?
It's very familiar. It definitely is very familiar to people who have used libraries as children, but also brand spanking new. It has more e-materials. COVID really exacerbated the use of customers' use of e-materials. When they weren't able to get into the physical buildings during the shutdown, a lot of people who were diehard physical books only started using the e-materials. And so that's a new thing. We have a lot more people working from home who are using our study spaces to do work. A lot of interviews are virtual, and we have people who are coming to the library to use study spaces to interview for jobs. And a lot of, the governments will use our spaces to conduct interviews. Local governments and federal governments are doing that more and more as well. The staff are always highly trained on how to assist the community members of all ages with the evolving world of technology, and that is something that they're doing more and more these days. And we're working to expand Maker Lab programs to the branches so that more customers are able to access these innovative technologies closer to their home. We have a Library of Things collection now. That's new, and that has a wide variety of things from like a radon detector. We are adding STEM kits for children to the Library of Things. It's another way that the library is evolving to meet the community's needs, and we'll continue to grow our digital services. We recently added a platform called Hoopla Digital. It has 1.8 million ebooks, e-audio, streaming video, and music available for our customers to check out with no hold lists.
I want to circle back to that the maker space. That you have that in the city of Fredericksburg. Talk a little bit about that, and you said maybe expansion of that program.
We would love an idea space facility in every jurisdiction. Right now, we have one in Fredericksburg, and a lot of Stafford and Spotsylvania residents travel to Fredericksburg to use it. That is a standalone location that has a digital media lab, 3D printers, sewing machines, a serger, which is a fancy way to do hems, from what I understand. So there's a lot of equipment there. People can get trained to use it, and they start that training online, and then they come into the location to actually create whatever they're creating. It's an amazing, innovative space, and I highly recommend that you check it out, Uriah, if you haven't seen it yet. You will be impressed. At this point, we're not able to replicate that on such a large scale in the other jurisdictions. But what we are going to do, we're working just bringing Maker Lab. So we'll start with like 3D printers. So we had them in the branches before the pandemic, and so we are working to bring them back to the branches, have some staff trained, and make them available so customers can use the 3D printers at our branches.
So as you look across the horizon, the next 5, maybe 10 years, for you as director, is it maintaining what you have and making sure that the residents can continue to access the quality of services that they have, or do you have a grander vision in mind by taking the library system to a place beyond where it is right now? What's your vision?
What's my vision? My vision right now is to connect with the jurisdictions as much as possible in the library board so that we can work together. I think budget challenges are facing everyone. So right now we need to continue to provide outstanding library service with the budget that we have. I don't see the budget increasing dramatically in the immediate future. Now, I would love to build new branches, expand the idea space, increase programming at all of our locations, but right now that's probably not feasible, and I need to be realistic. I think that's part of my vision, is to be realistic and collaborative and connect to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the jurisdictions, the communities, and staff. So it's a big balancing act.
As we get into the jurisdictional budgeting period that sort of begins in December and then in earnest into the winter, February and March months, what are some of those challenges you talk about with the budget, and generally what that translates most times over to the user are hours and reduction of hours and services. We always get here at Potomac Local, we get a lot of emails. Hey, when's the library? Why'd they cut hours? Or are they going to restore the hours? So when you talk about budgeting challenges, we know the economy is not as strong as it once was. And as we get into budgeting period in the wintertime, the jurisdictions may be looking to make austere measures, cuts, what have you. What do you see as some of those challenges?
I think staff salaries are always a challenge. They're also always a priority. We would like to pay, we need to pay our staff well, and we would love to pay them at similar rates as the jurisdictions pay their county staff. I think that is a fair thing for us to do. Book lists, wait lists, customer hold lists on materials are long. So that is one thing that we would like to increase that as well. If we don't have well-paid staff, though, I think that has more of an impact on the jurisdictions than we would then, and library services, I should say, not the jurisdictions, than library services. There's no intention to cut hours.
Good, good, good. Well, let me switch gears here as you come into the role and you get your bearings. You're going to go out and meet people in the community. You are doing a tour of the community where people can come out and meet you and talk to you and get a feel for who you are. And I assume you can get a sense of what the community wants and needs. So talk about this tour and how people can come and meet you in person.
Yes, I'm going to be doing a series of meet and greets with the community, and I'll be asking customers to come say hello. Hopefully they'll share a little bit about how the library has impacted their life and their hopes and dreams for the library system moving forward. If they can just a drop-in event, so anyone can come in for whatever time they have, or they can stay the whole time. And the first one is at Porter on October 22nd from 12:30 to 2 p.m. And the others there's one in each jurisdiction, including Salem Church next Tuesday, the Tuesday after, the 29th, that would be, then Fredericksburg, and then finally wrapping up at the Cooper branch in Colonial Beach.
And we will list all of those locations and times in the article here on PotomacLocal.com. So those who are listening to this audio or watching this video, you can find that full list at PotomacLocal.com in the story. Finally, you said you were stocking shelves when you were a sophomore?
A sophomore at Stafford High School, the old Stafford High School. Yes, indeed.
Talk about your involvement over the years in the library. It seems like you found your place, and now here you are running your place. So talk about your tenure here.
I started in the shelving books in the children and teens rooms when I was a sophomore at Stafford High School, the old one, and I went to college thinking I was going to do something different, psychology of all things, and realized how much I missed the library. So at first I thought it was just library. So I was going to be an art librarian, and then I was going to work at a university. And I finally came to my senses and realized that I loved working with the public. I love serving the community. I'm very proud of the work that we do. And I am honored to have this role and to be able to serve the community in this new and exciting way.
And you have done various roles over the years. Talk about some of the things that you have done before landing in the director role.
Sure. So I started as a teen librarian. That was my very first professional job after I got my master's degree in library science. And I was youth services coordinator, kind of worked my way up there. I was youth services coordinator when the research came out indicating that public libraries played a vital role in helping children get ready to read. So I worked with an amazing team of youth services staff to develop a model for incorporating that research into story times, which are now called Grow a Reader classes. We also work to incorporate STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, into children's and teen programming in response to Congress's America Competes Act. And thanks to successful grants, we brought 2 museum quality exhibits to the Howell branch.
Well, as a father of 2, two children who are pre-kindergarten age.
Oh, wow.
I cannot compliment the Grow a Reader program enough. It has been fantastic, and we certainly we have just tried to utilize that service and all of the events that happen at the library. As I said earlier, they are centers of community, and for those who have not or new to the area and have not checked them out, we highly encourage you to do so. They have 2 branches in Stafford County, 1 branch in Fredericksburg, and the branch in I believe you have 2 in Spotsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have 2 areas?
Actually, 3. We have the Salem Church branch, the Snow branch, and then we also have the town center. We have a location at the Spotsylvania Town Center.
Yeah, that's right, inside the mall. So if you
Yes.
go shopping, if you go Macy's, you can actually then skirt over and get a book or something else.
Yeah, and you can return any of your books at any of our locations. So makes it easy.
Rebecca Purdy is the newly appointed director of the Central Rappahannock Regional Library, and she came on to Potomac Local today to talk to us about that exciting promotion, and we're so happy she did. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Uriah.